My name is Lillian, and I am 99 years old. Now I want you to really sit with that for a moment. 99 years. I've watched sunrises that took my breath away, and I've buried people I loved more than my own life. I've laughed so hard my sides ached, and I've cried so long I forgot what started it. And somewhere in all of that living, real living, I learned some things. Things I wish someone had grabbed me by the shoulders and told me at 50. So consider this. Me, grabbing your shoulders. If I could hand you back every single hour you're about to waste, I would do it in a heartbeat. But I can't, honey. Nobody can. What I can give you is this. Clarity. And Lord knows, clarity is one of the few gifts that age drops right into your lap, free of charge, if you're brave enough to look honestly at your life. So stay with me, because I'm about to walk you through 7 things that are a complete waste of your time after 50, and what actually deserves your heart and your energy instead. The 7th one, that one's going to sting a little, because it sounds reasonable. Right up until the moment it steals years from you. 1. Competing with other people. Most of us grew up on competition like it was mother's milk. Grades, careers, promotions, paychecks. We were handed a scoreboard before we even knew what game we were playing. But somewhere around 50, if you're still running that race, you look up one day and realize nobody's watching, nobody's keeping score. You're just running circles in a parking lot, trying to prove something to people who are too busy proving things themselves to even notice you. You see someone your age, a new promotion, a bigger house, some perfect retirement plan, and your stomach drops. You feel behind. But here's the truth that took me decades to learn. You don't even want what they have. So instead of measuring yourself against other people, measure yourself against who you were 5 years ago. Are you more at peace? More honest with yourself? More in line with what actually matters to you? That's winning, sweetheart. Most people will never even understand that kind of winning. 2. Tying your whole identity to your career. Oh, this one hit me hard. For 30 years my job title was me. I walked into every room and introduced myself by what I did, not who I was. And for a long time, that felt fine. Purposeful even. But then that chapter ends, because it always does, and suddenly someone asks, so, what do you do? And you open your mouth and nothing, just quiet. And that quiet feels like falling. Your career can matter. It can be deeply meaningful. But it is not the whole story of you. Never was. So who are you when you're not working? What makes you laugh out loud alone in a room? What makes you lose track of time? What would you do if nobody paid you for it and nobody praised you for it? That's the real you. And the second chapter of life isn't about climbing higher, honey. It's about going deeper. 3. Forcing yourself to finish things that stopped serving you. We were raised to believe quitting is a character flaw. Finish what you start. Push through. Don't be a quitter. So we white-knuckle our way through books we hate, shows that lost us 3 episodes back, projects that stop meaning anything halfway through, and we tell ourselves we're being disciplined. We're not. We're being stubborn. After 50, you start to feel, really feel, how finite your time is, and spending it suffering through mediocre things, just to avoid the word quitter. That's one of the saddest trades I've ever seen people make. Put the book down, walk away from the project, stop the show, redirect, find what actually lights something up inside you, and go there. Finishing something empty doesn't make you strong, it just makes you tired. 4. Doing things because you think you're supposed to. How much of your life, honestly, how much of it is just obligation? I'm not talking about the hard, necessary things. the duties we carry, because we love someone, or because it's simply the right thing to do. I'm talking about the guilt-driven stuff. The family gathering you didn't want to attend. The committee you joined because you couldn't figure out how to say no. The favor for someone who's never once returned the kindness. There's a world of difference between genuine giving and people-pleasing out of fear. One comes from love. The other comes from dread. And I'll tell you something. When you give from obligation, people can feel it. You can feel it. It poisons the gift. But when you give from true choice, when you show up because you want to, you give fully, you give beautifully, and you go home feeling good instead of hollow. 5. Needing to be right. Oh, I have wasted so much energy on this one. By 50, most of us have figured out that most people aren't searching for truth in an argument. They're searching for victory. And if you get pulled into that arena, you will lose hours, days, sometimes years, trying to convince people who made up their minds before the conversation even started. I don't argue anymore. Not online, not in living rooms, not at holiday dinners. Not because I don't have opinions, Lord knows I do, but because I've learned something sweeter than winning. Peace, so you might be right. Or say nothing at all, smile and let it go. The moment you stop needing the last word, you get something better back. You get your sanity. 6. Tolerating energy vampires. You know exactly who I'm talking about. The friend who only calls when they need something. The relative who turns every single conversation back around to themselves. The acquaintance who leaves you feeling wrung out and empty every single time. Now listen, these aren't necessarily bad people, they're just expensive. And after 50, honey, you cannot afford them anymore. Every hour you spend with someone who drains you is an hour you're not spending with someone who fills you up. You don't owe anyone your presence just because they've gotten used to having it. Creating distance from someone who consistently takes more than they give is not cruel. It's necessary. Protect your energy like the treasure it is. Because it is. It genuinely is. 7. Expecting people to become who you wish they were. This is the last great illusion of midlife. The belief that if you love someone long enough, if you're patient enough, if you explain it just right this time, they'll finally become the person you need them to be. They won't, and I say that not to be harsh. I say it with every ounce of love I have, because I lived it. Having standards is right and good. Expecting honesty, respect, effort. Those aren't high demands. Those are the foundation. You should never let go of those. But there is a difference between expecting good behavior from someone capable of giving it, and waiting on someone who has shown you over and over and over that they simply won't. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Because the moment you stop holding your breath waiting for someone to change, you can finally ask the real question. Can I love this person as they actually are? Not as I hope they'll become. Not as they used to be. As they are. That's where peace begins. Not in changing them. In releasing the fantasy. And that, my friend, is where your real life stops. If any of this found you right where you needed it, I'm glad. I really am. Drop a comment and tell me which one hit closest to home. I read every single one. Every single one. And if you're trying to leave a truer, more intentional second chapter, stay close. I'll be right here. Take good care of yourself. Now, you hear me? You deserve that.